As firefighters, we fear dying on the job in a fire or from a traumatic injury. We train hard for those incidents to keep us safe. The harsh reality is that almost 2/3 of the firefighters battling fires today will be battling cancer at some point in the future.
Welcome to our discussion on an urgent issue in the fire service, preventing occupational cancer. Firefighters face unique risks daily, from exposure to toxic chemicals on the fire ground to lingering contaminants in their living and working environments. In this video, we will walk through 12 essential steps firefighters can take to reduce cancer risks, including best practices for decontamination, PPE maintenance, and personal hygiene. We'll also explore the crucial role of leadership, from company officers to fire chiefs, in driving the cultural and procedural changes needed to safeguard firefighter health. We'll delve into the importance of awareness, action, and accountability in creating a proactive culture of prevention. You'll hear about the need for labor management collaboration, the impact of strong policies, and the role of engineering safer environments. Together, these strategies form a comprehensive approach to reducing occupational cancer risks and ensuring that our firefighters are protected, both off the job and on the job. So let's get started.
The 12 steps recommended to prevent cancer are: as a best practice, we should be wearing our self-contained breathing apparatus from the initial attack to the finish of overhaul. Not wearing your self-contained breathing apparatus in both active and post-fire environments is the most dangerous voluntary activity in the fire service today. As a best practice, crews should do a post-fire gross field decontamination on PPE to remove as much soot and particulates as possible. The firefighter with the lowest air supply in their SCBA should be decontaminated first as a best practice. This is recommended to remain on air during the decon process to prevent a secondary exposure from the off-gassing of PPE. Ensure all flaps and collars are sealed. Use a garden hose or other device approved by your agency to clean from the collar line down and rinse all the particulates and visible contaminants off of your PPE. As a best practice, use soap and water and a brush to assist getting the particulates off your PPE and equipment. Performing a preliminary exposure reduction with soap and water has been shown to reduce the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons off your PPE by 85%. A lot of firefighters are concerned when they go through their preliminary exposure reduction or your post-fire decontamination that the weight of the water is going to make their gear too heavy to move around, or they may get steam burned. We know that isn't the fact. In fact, we had a firefighter step on the scale before he was deconned and then again after. The good news is the weight was nominal, only 3 pounds. After you've done your preliminary exposure reduction, you should come out and use alcohol-free wet wipes or baby wipes to remove much soot as possible from your head, your neck, jaw, throat, underarms, and hands immediately while still on scene. You should be using multiple wipes. You should blow your nose. Using wet wipes on all areas of exposed skin has been shown to reduce polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons off of your skin by 54%. Keep in mind, using wet wipes is not a substitution for a shower. As a best practice, you should change your clothes and wash them immediately after a fire. As a best practice, you should shower thoroughly after a fire, preferably within the hour once you are released from the incident. As another best practice, we should be cleaning all of our PPE, gloves, hood, and helmet immediately after a fire. As a best practice, we recommend following NFPA 1851 and manufacturer's recommendations to clean and maintain all of your PPE. As a best practice, it's also recommended to have a second clean set of PPE that can be pressed into service once you're released from a fire. Don't take contaminated clothes or PPE home or store them in your personal vehicle. Doing so can cause contamination inside your personal vehicle. We should decontaminate the fire apparatus interior after all fires. As a best practice, it's recommended not to transport contaminated PPE or equipment in the cab of the apparatus. This helps to prevent any secondary or tertiary exposure from PPE and equipment off-gassing. We need to keep all of our bunker gear out of the living and sleeping quarters of our stations to stop cross-contamination and off-gassing of our PPE. We need to stop using tobacco products. This includes smoked, chewing tobacco, and vaped products. Tobacco is the leading cause of cancer and death from cancer in the general population. There's no safe level of tobacco use. We already have a 9% greater chance of diagnosis of cancer as firefighters. We don't need to make that percentage any higher by using tobacco. We need to use sunscreen or sunblock and have an annual skin cancer screening. If skin cancer is caught early, it's the most treatable type of cancer. All it takes is a quick incision or a burn, and you're good to go. We need to get an annual medical examination. The importance of a yearly physical cannot be overstated. Early detection and early treatment are essential. Being proactive for your health cannot be overstated. It can be the difference between a stage 1 or stage 4 cancer diagnosis. Early detection is the key to survival.
The Firefighter Cancer Support Network thanks you for engaging with this crucial video. It's a stark reality that nearly 2/3 of firefighters on duty today will confront a cancer diagnosis in the future. This is a decisive call to action for all firefighters. Adopt the 12 immediate actions and 8 initiatives outlined in this video. These measures are essential for preventing cancer and minimizing exposure on the job. Take charge of your health. Early detection is a key to survival. Should you receive a cancer diagnosis, know that we are only a click or phone call away. Our dedicated team stands ready to support you and your family throughout the entire journey, from diagnosis to treatment and recovery. You are not in this fight alone.